So what, is Chelsea's transfer plans for this summer leaked from an insider? This insider is more reliable, in my opinion, than Di Marzio, Fabrizio Romano, Sky, and anyone else you want to compare. This person always gets it right. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Kavkas View, guys, and today's video is an insightful one. Today's video is from a source, right, that for some reason is always ahead of the curve. She knew about the individuals that wanted to buy the club. She knew about individuals that were getting sold. She knew about individuals, and it's always 2-3 months beforehand. And once again, she's putting it out before the transfer window opens, the predictions or what she has been told about the Chelsea Football Club saga for the transfer window. She is linking us with 4 players under 1 clause, and we need to take a deep dive into it and see how happy we would be with this. Let's get into it. But before we get started, I need a massive favor from every single one of you, and I need you to hit the like button. Let's aim for 300 likes on this video. In the comments below, let me know who you are, all right? Let me know if you'd like number 1, you like number 1. If you like number 65, number 65. And let's subscribe to the channel. Project 285K by the end of the year is on its way, and you're gonna help me do it, so come on. Look, Twitter is a great place, right? It can be toxic at times, but it has got so many good assets. And on it, there is an account called es.games or Games. I don't know how to pronounce it, but she is ridiculously reputed. This woman is absolutely amazing at forecasting what's going to happen with Chelsea. So there is 2 ways of signing. She's either great and she can read it and she's a genie, or number 2, she is in the know. She's an ITK. I think she's an ITK. I think she's got contacts that leak her information. But this is what she's saying, because in the past, she has been spot on months in advance. So let's get started and break it down. She puts in a clause before she starts with who she thinks Chelsea are going to be buying based on their interactions. Number 1, Romelu Lukaku needs to be sold. The clubs that are willing to get him are Inter Milan and PSG. A deal needs to be assigned there, just so Chelsea can fund future deals. And for me, this makes sense. Look, the likelihood is Marina Garavskaya is going to be in charge for the summer, and then they're going to reallocate new individuals after the new ownership takeover. Part of the reason of that is just to keep the ball rolling, not to disrupt the summer, and keep the consistency at the club. This makes sense. Lukaku is a big asset. We're going to have to flog him out, and we're going to have to eat a lot of those wages, because then one day maybe we can resell him when he recuperates his value and get a good asset of money back. So based on what Games or whatever her name is, ES, that's what we're going to call her now. Based on what she's recommending, number 1 target is Jules Koundé. Koundé has been the target from the outset. Chelsea have had contact with him, and he is ready to leave Sevilla. That's what other sources are saying, and that he is top of Chelsea's list. And talks have begun. Talks have been going on for a while. And this is something I like. You guys already know my thoughts. Jules Koundé, right side of the back 3. Very good on the ball, good athletic, can go into wide positions if needed, can defend one-on-one, can defend in a high line, in a deep block. Complete centre-back. I'm happy for this. No problems, no moaning whatsoever from me. Then you need to start looking at the one and only Gurovaldo, or whatever his name is. The Leipzig centre-back, Croatian international. I've never heard of him before. I can't lie to you, I've never heard of him. So guess what I did yesterday? The old school deep dive into YouTube. Went onto YouTube, watched 4 or 5 clips of 10 minutes each. Yes, I had that much time. Even though I had an exam today, really should have studied. But I ended up sitting down and watching it. Exam went well, by the way. Yet, he looked very cool, calm and composed. 20 years old, rash. But the reports coming out is that he's happy at Leipzig. It will take a good fee to take him out, and it won't be one of those where he's going to push for his way out. But the thing is, Leipzig are a selling club. There's a release clause 9 out of 10 times. If the price is right, they're selling. 20 years old, could be a great asset on his hands. And a final player at centre-back that she said Chelsea have been inquiring about, and this one is inquiring, no talks have begun, Pau Torres. I don't buy this one. Pau Torres' agent has been doing the most to get him out of Villarreal for a while now. Whether it was Manchester United, whether it was Real Madrid, whether it was PSG, this Donny's been on the move for a while. I don't buy this one. This one, I'm going to say, is she's wrong. Chelsea just inquired. I don't buy it. This next one is an interesting one. Apparently, Chelsea are seeking to buy a forward line player. We already knew that, okay? Look, this is going to be dependent, in my opinion, this is my thoughts now, on Pulisic or Ziyech or Werner or someone else leaving. And one of the reasons why this is going to be the case is because Chelsea will not be actively throwing themselves into a market where they're going to acquire a high liquid asset. In the sense that someone that we're going to have to pay a lot of cash to, up front, and we're going to have to give him a lot of money on a contract that is going to be demanding. So number one, Riyad Mahrez will cost too much, but apparently we've been in talks with him. Then there is rumors of Paulo Dybala. This, I believe, Dybala is a free agent. He's a very good player. He is an asset. He's got a big marketing value in Argentina and South America in general. He is very competent, can play in the three up front. He can play in behind, create, and he gets numbers on the ball. But his wages are astronomically high. He is demanding 12 million after tax at Juventus. What do you think he's going to be demanding when he moves over to England? With the Premier League TV money, I don't see this happening. The one I do see happening is Ousmane Dembele. Ousmane Dembele to Chelsea, in my opinion, is going to be what the deal that Chelsea are going to be pushing for. The guy has had a resurgence and a half at Barcelona. He has regenerated his career and been absolutely fantastic every opportunity he has got at Barcelona ever since the final whistle of the transfer window went. He has stayed, he's broken to the team, Xavi's using him regularly, and all of a sudden now, he's an asset that they don't want to lose. But guess what? He's a free agent. He's going to demand a lot of money as well. But it's very nice to see that the three players we're linked with in Riyad Mahrez, Paulo Dybala, and Ousmane Dembele are all very flary, individualistic players that can beat a man off the dribble. Because we really lack that. I don't know what's going on with Christian Pulisic. He's not been doing that often. It's like he's lost a yard of pace through all these injuries, but hopefully he regains it eventually. Those three players, for me, Dembele would be my choice. Finally, a lot of you are going to be very happy, and the midfield is an area that Chelsea have been looking into, and apparently Kamara was in talks with Chelsea for a while, and part of the reason Chelsea were in talks because he's a free agent in the summer. Chelsea were inquiring him, but then the sanctions dropped and Chelsea had to freeze their conversations. Recently, apparently conversations have restarted with the player. I don't know how that's possible considering we don't have an ownership group. I think there's, like I said, Marina and Petter will stay on for the summer. I think just to stop disruptions, everything will restart in September and then the team will go on again. Yet, this is the interesting part for me that makes me wonder. Tchouaméni and Declan Rice are being monitored. And I'm going to ask, why is Tchouaméni being monitored? You've been tracking him for a while. You know how good this guy is. Why was he not acquired at 35 million in the summer and we went and got Saul? Yet, I do think Tchouaméni is a very good player. I want to see him start for Chelsea. I want to see him in a Chelsea top. He suits our style of play. He can play in a 4-3-3. He can play in a 3-4-3. He can play in a 4-4-2 even. He's that complete. Declan Rice, I have got some alternative views on Declan Rice that I'm going to release at a later date for a video where I think his best position would be for Chelsea FC. A lot of people are going to disagree with me, but it's for another day. It's a topical conversation. I'm going to wait for the moment it's right to record that video and give you guys an in-depth analysis of why I think Declan Rice is not a CM, but plays in another position for Chelsea and warrant that fee that Chelsea would be willing to pay for him. Yet, this is the Kavkas View, guys. I hope you lot enjoyed it. Like I said, for me, ES Gimesh, or whatever her name is more reputable than Fabrizio Romano, than Di Marzio, only because of her track record. This girl's been absolutely smashing it. And credit where credit is due. I always tell you guys where I get the information from. I personally don't have any sources. So, not like I can tell you anything that I've been told. I just literally regurgitate what I see and tell you guys in a nice, entertaining fashion and ensure that you guys enjoy it. So, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're aiming for 300 likes. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace out. I'm out. Bye.